is a Abbey GTS 416. It's going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your 2 gas bottle tie downs, and you've got your gas pipe work going up to the gas regulator. The pipe work that goes into the front of the bottle is a reverse thread gas fitment, and on top of the bottle you have your gas open, which is gas on, and gas closed, which is gas off. Like I said, a maximum of 2 6kg propane gas bottles on the caravan at any point. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your water pump connection, which you pull out from the side of the van or push in, depending on whether you're wanting to run the water system or disconnect it. You've then got your pickup pipe that drops down inside the active roll itself, and we'll show you how to fill that once we get inside the van. You've then got your wind down legs on either side of the front that are there for stabilising the caravan, and like I said, they're only there for stabilising, not lifting the van. So you'd wind them down to the ground and touch them on the ground rather than lifting the van. If you lift the caravan with these, it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You've then got your heating and hot water flow, and then got your battery locker. So you've got your power leak on the side of the caravan. That plugs into the mains power on the side that you go to. Pipes down the side of the van. So you put your bits of grey pipe in into these large diameter holes and then drop down inside your waste master. At the back of the caravan you've got your toilet flush tank that fills 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of pink fluid prior to use. And then at the bottom you have this waste which pulls out by pulling up the yellow handle at the bottom and set to water. The neck here turns down 90 degrees to tip the waste away. Your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the set you've got your yellow fluid, so when you tip the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van you've got your 2 wind down legs to stabilise the van. Again, you don't lift the caravan with these as it can potentially damage the floor. You've got a storage locker on the right, the left hand side rear of the caravan, and you can access that from the inside also. You've then got your 2 fridge vents, which allow the fridge to breathe essentially, so it'll allow hot air and take some cool air in. Then you've got your storage locker for underneath the front seating area, and you've got your barbecue gas point and the last of the wind down legs. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. So when you first come into the caravan, you're going to need to come to the control panel above the door and turn the master switch on. You've then got your interior lighting, your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment, and you've got your battery level for the 12 volt battery on board the caravan. Also, I'd advise you come into the cabinet straight in front of the door, and in here you'll find your 240 trip switches, which you can test to see if you have mains power coming into the caravan by hitting the test switch just here. If that switch drops down, it means there is mains power coming into the caravan. If it doesn't drop down, it means there is no mains power. You'll find a list of what each of these is for just above the trip switches. You've then got your 12 volt fuses here for the 12 volt systems on board the caravan, which again, you'll find a list of those in the manual that comes with the caravan. You've then got your switch here to control the power sources on board the caravan. So the switch on the top left hand side here is to control whether you're using the car 12 volt supply or the caravan 12 volt supply. So while we're connected to mains power, we need to have it in the caravan position, and when you're towing down the road you have it in the car position. The switch here is for the battery charger on board the caravan. You'll need to have that turned on at all times so the battery charges. You've got your space heater main power switch. You need to have this on so the space heater, which is just down here, actually works. It'll actually put power to the controls on the wall. If that is turned off, you will have no green light appear on your control panels. And then you've got your electric water heating. So once the water system is completely full of water, you can warm the water up by turning on the electric water heater. I've already got water in the system, hence why it's turned on at the moment, but I'm going to show you how to fill it now. So what I'd advise you do is have the pump turned off above the door. Make sure your acque roll is connected on the outside. Open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. You'll see I've already got that open, as you'll see. We'll then come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. Down the front here, just underneath the front seating area, you'll actually find the yellow valve. So it's just in this corner. It's actually probably better off coming through from the top here and accessing the yellow drain down valve, which you'll see just through there. That valve needs to be flat with the floor as it is at the moment to allow you to fill the water system up. And if you want the water system to drain down, it needs to be upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat. So now that valve is flat with the floor, we can actually fill the water system up. So at that point, like I said, with all the taps open, we'll come over to the main control panel again above the door, and we'll turn the water pump on. Now the water pump's turned on, the water system is going to start filling up. And once that water system is completely full, you'll have water running out every tap continuously on board the caravan. As you can see, pressure is now building up. In a second, we should have water coming out of the taps. I'm just going to leave that for a second while I go to the next part. To warm the water via gas on the caravan, you have this control panel on the wall that says Ultra Store. And you've got a gas symbol down the side. You're going to spin the outer grey dial to the flame symbol, and that will allow the gas system to ignite on board the caravan for your water heater. The green light in here indicates it is ignited on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, you'll get a red light like we'll see in a moment. And you can control the water temperature on gas between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature. You cannot control the water temperature on mains power. It is a preset temperature around 35 to 40 degrees of temperature. To isolate the gas supply, you spin the dial back to the off position just here. But like I said, you will need to use the gas to boost the water system while you're showering on board the caravan. So the taps have just completely filled now, so we've got water flowing out of every tap, so I'll just shut that tap off just while we go through the next part of the van. You've then got your heating for the caravan. Now, as I explained in the cupboard with your master trip switches, etc., you will need to have the ultra heat switch on in there, or the heater switch. And then we're going to turn this outer grey dial to the amount of power we have coming to the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Now here on site where we are, we can only run 500 watts of power through the heating system. On some sites you'll be able to run 2,000 or 1,000 watts. To find out what you can run on your heating system, I do advise you ask your site office when you arrive on your holiday. To control the temperature of the heater on electric, you're going to use this dial in the centre between 1 and 9. The higher you go, the hotter the heater will be. I'm going to spin the dial back to the off position on the right hand side here. We've then got the option to run gas for our heating on board the caravan. You'll spin the dial around on the right hand side between 10 and 9. Hold down the gas valve, and when it ignites on gas, you'll actually have a pilot light in this window down the front of the heater. Once you have your pilot light lit, I advise you hold down the gas valve for another 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve. You can then control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top between 1 and 10. To turn the gas supply off, you turn it back to the 0, and that will also turn off the igniter when it is trying to ignite. On the opposite side of the heater, you have your blown air control. So you have your you have your fan speed on top for your blown air heating. The dot in the centre indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. The wave symbol is continuous blown air, and that is when the heat will come out the vents around the caravan that you can see just down here. Then on the right hand side, when you flick this dial over to the A, it's automatic blown air, so essentially it'll cut in and out with the thermostat on board the caravan. You can also use the blown air fans just to blow some cool air around the van when it is a little bit warmer out there. You can then also come over to the fridge and turn the fridge on. So to turn the fridge on, you've got a power button just here. As you can see, it's already turned on. I'm just going to turn it off first of all. Turn the fridge on. Hopefully you can see it in a second. And on the screen here, you should be able to see that you've got a plug symbol there, which indicates we're on mains power. And on the right hand side, if we wanted to change the fridge temperature, I can use the button. It'll put more bars up into the temperature control on the right hand side here. To change the power source I want to use, I can use the button on the left hand side. And we've got 12 volt mode for when we're towing down the road. Sorry, it's a bit hard to see. You've got the sun shining through the window. You've then got your 12 volt mode, and at the moment, as you can see, it's flashing here to indicate that there is no 12 volt supply to the caravan. You'll need to connect the car to the caravan first and select the car switch in the cupboard, as we showed you prior. and that will allow the fridge to work as a cool box as you're travelling down the road. You can also run the fridge on gas, so you'd select the grey button on the left hand side and go over to the gas symbol. Once you're on the gas symbol, the fridge will self-ignite on gas, and the blue light here becomes your pilot light. If this begins to flash and it becomes up with a spanner and a 9 on this side of the control panel, it means it has failed to ignite on gas. If it does ever fail to ignite on gas, I'd advise you go to the hob, get the gas through on the hob, then try to reignite the fridge on gas. So that is your fridge. To turn it off, you just press and hold the power button. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances. However, the microwave will run on 240 volt mains, the same as the electric hob at the back. So if you're not connected, if you're on a gas only site or 12 volt only site, you will have no electric ring or microwave. Coming into the bathroom now, we've got an electric flush on the toilet just here, which allows you to flush the toilet system. The toilet seat turns for your convenience, as you can see. And below the toilet, you've got your grey waste handle, which allows the toilet waste into the cassette under the van. When you're not using the toilet, put it back in the closed position, and that will stop any smells coming back up inside the van. We do also advise, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from under the van, to put it back in the closed position, again, because if you try to remove that toilet waste cassette, it could potentially damage the cassette itself. So that's the Abbey GTS 416. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.